Good morning, Cochise County. You're tuned in to the Cool FM live sports show. Thank you so much for checking in. We're thanking also Seniors Helping Seniors already. They have been so good to us this whole time that we've been doing sports. We appreciate them so much. I'm Jon Berger. With me is Dennis Baker, Coach Jared Young, and we're ready to get right into it. I'm super pumped.
Yeah, I mean, we got a good show today. We're going to go right into some highlights. Let's go straight out to some of our top 10. I think we have 10 plays throughout the county that we nailed it down to some of the top plays from last night's action, brought to you by Seniors Helping Seniors. Our show is sponsored by Seniors. So let's see. You can vote on these top plays in the comments here. In the comments, just put play 1, play 2, or we'll have a voting system. You can pick the top play, which play you think deserves to be named the top 1 play of the week. But here's a list of 10 plays for you to choose from. We're going to start with, I believe, some highlights from Buena, Cienega.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see what this is all about. Number 10.
Yeah. This is a deep pass starting the game, already 7-0, but you can see Jaden Thomas had his fingerprints all over this game. A touchdown there. I believe that was his first touchdown. Really long pass, 80 yards, I believe, plus.
Here comes that Ricardo Brooks.
Wow.
Man.
Big time play.
State champion 4x4 100 relay. We know why. Right there.
Nobody closed any speed on him. All right, here's the kick return. Another one.
This is another Jaden Thomas play, I believe, on the kickoff.
Finds the lane, cuts it back.
Well, 2 broken tackles, and then just outruns everybody. And a great block right there.
Nice block by Tariq Howard.
He took 2 people out right there.
Tariq Howard right down there.
Play. Great show of speed there, too.
Score 38-31.
This was important because
that was 4th down. That's the end of the game right there.
We'll show that more on this game later, but that was a big-time game-saving tackle there. I believe T.J. Walker was on that play right there. Man, he had a great game as well,
tackle.
And you can see him getting scraped up off the ground there after that tackle. He was like, okay,
no, that was a different player. TJ's in the end zone going nuts, but still.
And this is a play coming out of St. David.
Look at this run.
This kid was over our highlight last week, too. Cedar Rainey.
Oh, yeah, that was Rainey.
Haney. Cedar Haney.
Okay.
Another big-time play. That's multiple weeks he's been on top plays.
I think we can expect to see a little more of him.
Some more St. David here.
This is Douglas. Flowing Wells.
Beautiful cutback.
Caesar Gaxolia. I believe that's his name. Caesar Gaxolia. Making a big-time play right there.
All right. Okay, watch this quarterback.
This is quarterback Ivan Higuera hitting Matthew Hudson. Great camera work there, too.
Yeah.
Big-time play.
Could zoom in and everything.
Big-time play. Another play here by quarterback Ivan Higuera.
Pump fake. Breaking tackles. Watch this. I love this guy.
Still alive. I wish you would have cut up field here.
I know, if you'd cut back.
Rumbling, bumbling, tumbling, as Chris Berman would say back in the day.
Great play. Shout out to Douglas here. Some highlights from Valley Union quarterback Miles Richardson. That time hands off to running back Yahir Luna.
Ooh, a little move right there, and then a little pop to the face.
He's not done. Look at that.
Look at him go.
Yahir Luna. Big time play and big time game from him. He's not done. I think he's on this side right here as well.
Same one right here.
Now, if you run out the back of the end zone, do you run into a wall? Is that the case? Wow, nice little move, little headshot right there. Nice block into the end zone, right into that McDonald's.
We're seeing about almost 200 yards rushing on 2 plays. About 150 yards rushing on those 2 plays. Yahir Luna. Big time plays, big time games. So those are some of the top plays, but we still have more game highlights as we detail all of the games from all of last night's action. We had a lot of it. And we have a lot of games to get into.
Yeah.
First of all, we want to thank our presenting sponsor, Seniors Helping Seniors, and Jared will tell us a little bit more about them.
Seniors Helping Seniors. Are you searching for a like-minded friend to help tackle chores and tasks? Do you seek a companion to join you in hobbies and activities? At Seniors Helping Seniors, their caregivers are seniors themselves. They show up ready to exceed expectations on a schedule that meets your needs, including overnight. See how they can help you today or make a difference by joining the Seniors Helping Seniors caregiver family. Their team consists of mature, compassionate adults who thrive on assisting and connecting with the other wonderful individuals. Check them out at southernarizonaSHS.com or call 520-487-4246.
Excellent.
Thank you, Jared, for that. And thank you, Seniors Helping Seniors.
Yes.
We'll get right into our game highlights. I think our first game, we're going to talk about the Valley Union.
I know.
Valley Union.
The score.
They had lost last week.
Yeah.
They played powerhouse St. David, which we'll get more into their game this week as well. But they were looking to rebound, and they did just that in their game. So we'll see those highlights.
Nice kickoff. Bounce it off that wall back there. Kick return.
This was early in the first quarter. I believe that's the opening kickoff of the game.
Nice. What a nice little move.
He's taking that to the house.
House
Oh my
call.
gosh. What an excellent job.
Big time. Big time.
All right, watch that nose tackle. The running back bounces it out, cuts
this
it.
was
The ball comes
great
out.
defense and a recovery there. Big play by the Valley Union defense.
You can see the quarterback run.
Quarterback Miles Richardson.
Little cutback
I'm
here.
sorry. That's number 8.
Yep.
I don't have him. Still a great play there.
Solid play.
Off the ground, hands it off.
There's Luna.
He's not stopping. I'm not expecting
Man.
anything there. Oh, a little body shot there. I love it. And then the block.
His runs always seem to a little bit of speed and a little bit of physicality as well too. So
Yeah, he's got a good combination of physical attributes. Handoff up the middle.
broken his other play.
Broken tackle, stiff arm. Let's see what he does here.
Speed, some juke, some power.
Jeez. Oh, wow. Derrick Henry.
That kid is just laying on the ground.
Hello, Derrick Henry.
I
Valley
saw.
Union version. My goodness.
Normally, when you say flattened, you don't mean it literally. And that kid got jacked.
And I don't have my scores here, but did somebody get the score to that Valley Union?
I don't think we even want to look. I'm pretty sure it was over 60.
I know they won. I'm
For sure they won.
Remember if it was big or not.
36-16.
36.
There we go.
16.
Yeah.
36-16.
Dan the man.
That moves Valley Union to 1-1 for the season. So they got back on track where they needed to. We'll go into St. David next.
Yeah, this is the fun
Of
one.
course. It's fun for them.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fun to play against them. Holy smokes.
There's our guy, Cedar Haney.
So as you can see, he had one of the top 10 plays. This is one of them, bringing that kick return.
And this score was ridiculous, too. It was hard to find select highlights for this game because they're just so
A lot of them.
overpowering to their competition so far this season.
And so this is 8-man football. As you can see, there's only 4 down linemen. Nice little option play
Nice
right
option. Love it.
there. Found the right spot to
It's another back
pitch.
St. David can give the ball to.
Fake handoff. I love it. Nice play action. Get him into the end zone.
You see that score there,
Mm-hmm.
53-0, and that's before that score. So it gets out of hand playing St. David.
It was totally out of hand. That was so much fun to see.
70-something to 10.
9-0.
59.
59-0. Okay.
59
Goodness.
points.
Shoot.
So St. David's keeping their winning ways, not only winning, but winning in dominant fashion. We're keeping our eye on St. David in the 1A football because they have championship aspirations and they may be the best team in
Always
1A
there.
football.
Yeah, I was
They're
going to
always
say.
there.
I think that they are the odds favorite.
The way they've come out and played the first 2 weeks, and even last week they played Valley Union, and you think, well, maybe Valley Union's rebuilding, maybe they're not good, but they came out and won big this week. So
For sure.
that's even more credit to St. David and where they're at this season.
Well, I said that they look like an 11-man football team playing 8-man football to some big boys.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, who else do we got up next?
Should be ALA.
Woo! We love those
ALA.
local
Guardians.
kids.
Guardians.
Okay.
They had a tough task. They had to travel to Phoenix to play Mission Heights Prep.
Wow.
And they are a really good football team.
Yeah.
You see them making plays here.
I can't even tell what line is out of bounds. I thought he'd gone out of bounds, but the orange line is the line that you have to watch.
I think we wish he had gone out of bounds.
Little stiff arm here. I thought he was
Hey,
like
LA
TJ.
making some good
Looks like
plays.
TJ Lee right there.
Hey, maybe. We got to get their rosters. Their roster's not currently up.
Ooh, nice catch. Gets the 1 foot in bounds.
In the back of the end zone.
We can see here.
Quarterback looking for a little spot.
ALA trying their best to keep fighting and stay in this game. It's just their second year playing football. So, it's going to have some growing pains.
Second year playing 11-man football. Last year they were really good as 8-man football team.
Oh, well, it's their first year playing.
First year,
Yeah.
11.
Second year playing football together. So, all together. So, shout out to them. They're in the process of building a program.
Exactly.
We'll see
what they're
going to do.
And they got some good kids on that team. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Before we go into the next game, I also want to thank another one of our sponsors, Eagle Plumbing. We want to thank Eagle Plumbing for supporting our show, supporting these kids, supporting our athletes, supporting local sports, and also doing what they do best, which is providing high-quality plumbing service for the last 50 years. So they're family-owned, trusted, and they can do everything from small leaks to major repairs. So Eagle Plumbing, just one call away. You see them on Facebook. They have the challenge out there where you can take a picture with the Eagle
Bobby
Plumbing
selfie.
sign or the truck. Hey, send it to them. Tag them with the Bobby selfie. But shout out to Eagle Plumbing and thank you for your sponsorship and thank you for your commitment to youth sports.
Yep. Thank you very much.
So we'll go right into our next highlight. I believe that's the Wilcox game. Ooh. Wilcox had a tough challenge as well.
Yeah.
And their hands full.
Mm-hmm.
Now look how big the kid. Oh my gosh! This is a running back. I'm pretty sure that was Mike Allstott came back. Just got
Might be his son
or something. I don't know. I've never seen someone.
Yeah,
Let's watch this one again. He
right into
truck
your
stick,
screen.
truck stick. Yeah, he just went through everybody on that one.
Some of the there's you can see Wilcox kids laying down in the path of destruction.
It's so funny.
It's
so
true. Like I said, a tough challenge, but Wilcox did fight hard. You can see there they scored 19-0, but Wilcox Cowboys, they're still trying to, fight through, push through, and keep playing as you're supposed to.
Dude, they were playing
hard.
Yes.
Good defense here.
And look how many tackles. Now you might say that those are broken tackles, but that was a behind the line of scrimmage tackle.
Right.
So that's a success. Even if that first guy didn't get the tackle, just being able to string that play out and get the tackle at the very end. Great job by Wilcox.
Well, gang tackling.
Gang tackling exactly
is important. So we see some signs. Wilcox is not too far off from where they want to be, but I'm sure they're going to get back to practice and try to fix things. Yeah. That's a tough challenge there. Arizona Lutheran, that's a good football program.
Big, strong kids, both teams.
And football teams. So we'll go right into our next highlight, which I believe is it Douglas or Benson? Are we going to Douglas?
Yep.
We're going to Douglas.
Bulldogs are in flowing wells.
Another tough challenge for one of our Cochise County teams here, but we see Douglas highlight here.
Oh, that looks like Kajana
Caesar
Carter.
Cajolio.
1991 Penn State, Kajana Carter.
Great play by the Douglas running back here.
Great job.
Flowing Wells just a little bit too tough.
Yeah.
Just had little things going on, but hey, Douglas keep fighting. The interception right there.
Yep, they didn't quit. You're seeing a lot of good defense. A little play action.
Oh, I love this play right here.
Oh yeah,
He just keeps it going.
Ivan Aguilera.
Little go route.
Hudson.
Wow. If you got enough wheels, you take that one to the house.
A little bit more speed and we're scoring there.
Yep.
This is one of our top play nominees.
This is
Just
it, too.
Great individual play. He got like 7 guys on the defense chasing after him.
I love that move right there. That little right-left hesitation. There he goes. He could have kept. I think he was tired.
Yeah, he ran out of gas.
He was like, I'm just going to get tackled. I'm
Still a great play.
wasted
Great
here.
play. Probably ran 70 yards on that.
Oh, look how many broken tackle. That's hard when you see someone go across the field horizontally and nobody can get that tackle.
Yes. Yeah.
Goodness.
That Flowing Wells receiver was just too tough to bring down here.
Oh, no. Ball
Popped out
squirted
the ball. Caballeros.
Yeah.
Recover.
So it was just some things like that, cleaning up the turnovers. I thought this
Nice little
really
counter
great. Yeah.
right here.
Big boy, too.
big
Old
guy with
fashioned
some wheels.
Nice job, number 23. Oh, little counter play out the right side. Oh, make some contact. I
He
love
takes
this.
this all the way to the house. That's the one I was talking about before. I'm like, oh, that's a back-breaking play.
Yeah,
really
that
put
is
the game out of reach for Douglas.
Yeah.
And even though they had some bright spots offensively and defensively, but Flowing Wells just to be a little bit too tough for him right there. I think Douglas has a little bit ways to go to get where they want to be. So, but that wasn't the last game or
No.
the only game. We still got a couple more. We have Bisbee in action. Do we have any Bisbee highlights?
No,
No, we
Bisbee
do not.
highlights.
Well, we have the score update. I know Bisbee, lost. They came off the big.
I think
no,
they pulled
Bisbee
this
won.
one.
Bisbee
Pulled
won.
this
Bisbee won.
26-20.
26
Yeah, they
26
won
to
this
20.
one.
Yes. So Bisbee won. I'm sorry, I got them confused with Benson.
We had a problem with that camera last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had some technical difficulties, so unfortunately we don't have any highlights of the Bisbee game. But they were able to win 26 to 20, making their record 1-1. And looking forward to their next game. And before we get into our last game highlight, which was the Buena versus Siena game, we'll shout out another sponsor.
Oh, we got Benson.
Oh, I thought we already did
Benson
this.
and Buena, yeah.
Okay.
We'll do Benson first. Then.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into one of our amazing sponsors. Fyzical Balance Center is much more than your typical physical therapy clinic. At Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, they focus on improving your quality of life using a holistic, whole-body approach to connect your diagnosis with a customized plan of care. Opened by Dr. Tap Duong from Tap into Wellness. Love your life with Dr. Tap at Physical Balance Center in Sierra Vista.
I've been out there a few times. They've got state-of-the-art equipment. Man, that lady that runs the balance center, she rolls in on a skateboard.
Oh, wow.
She's like, I just learned how to skateboard a few years ago. I'm like, well, that's something I got to try and do is learn how to do that. Well, so who's the next one?
We got Benson.
Benson, that's
Benson.
right.
Yeah.
Benson coming into Phoenix Christian.
Phoenix Christian had a dominant running game.
Look at this.
Good old wing tee. Some very physical backs.
Yeah.
And they could just
Yeah.
power
and
through.
they had 3 of them. And it was plays like this, folks, all throughout the night. Benson played well at times, too. Obviously, they have the quarterback, Dawson Judd, who was last week's player of the week.
Oh my gosh, he had 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions last week. What an excellent job. Nice little throw right across the middle, that nice little slant that gets into the end zone.
Text them to come in.
That was Mr. Dunn. Or Judd, excuse me.
Oh, that arm tackle. And look how many, golly, all those guys
Again,
getting knocked down.
Another running play.
Into the
running
end
game.
zone. Man, rough. Whoa, look how deep that ball, he threw that 40 yards through the air. Can you believe
I'm
that?
saying this is a tough matchup for them.
That's ridiculous. You gotta love a kid that can throw the ball that far.
And so the
Well,
play
you see
action
how
as
much
well as he did
they
too.
pounded the running game.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course, the play action is going to be there
For sure.
when you're running for 250 yards and a half.
Nice little move right there, not going down on first contact. Wow,
Yeah.
great job. That's a
Yeah.
great set of highlights right there.
Yeah, Benson is a good football team. They came off the big win from last week. Obviously, they're a little bit disappointed, I'm sure, this week. But again, going to Phoenix, as we've said before, is a different animal, and a lot of our Cochise County teams, we have to deal with that, and we do it. We'll see that even the Buena football team, which we'll get into their highlight next.
Oh,
we'll have
Man.
Coach Thomas with us, and he'll even tell us about their upcoming games when they have to go to Phoenix and play some of these.
This next week.
I want some insight into some of these plays because some of these plays were ridiculous. Now,
Yeah, should we bring Coach Thomas in for the highlight or just?
well, he's not mic'd up, so let's go into the.
We'll give him. We'll talk to him after.
All right.
But as you can see, when the game started, it's already
Play action.
7-0. We already had a first score, but that play was just
Nobody
big.
within 10 yards.
Jaden
Oh
Thomas
my
with
gosh.
the long touchdown pass here. I know that had to feel good for the quarterback as well.
And then look at
Here
this.
comes Cooper.
Cooper. Huge play. You're on the goal line, and now you're 10 yards back. You remember they ended up with a field goal off of that.
Probably
play.
don't realize how big that play is until you see the whole game.
Gigantic.
Huge play here by Ricardo Brooks.
Oh, nice little move. Hesitation in the middle. Gets past the
Man,
linebacker.
just looked at the breakaway speed.
Yeah. Well, you wonder if number 5
That's
could have caught
Oh,
him.
man.
Because he kind of just gave up with about 20 yards to go. If Coach Thomas were running, he would have caught him.
That's very telling that he couldn't
Very
catch him
true.
because
Very true.
Jaden Rogers is a big-time athlete, and he had no chance of catching Ricardo. Right
Oh, another sack by number 75.
Tyler Jurdy had a night.
He had
two
two sacks.
sacks.
Yeah, he also played
Cooper Krause
very
had
well.
3 sacks. We got to mention that. We saw one of them already.
Quarterback throws it out to that little bubble screen, and he just takes it the entire distance. He's a big boy, big and fast.
This is what I'm telling you. He's a phenomenal athlete and
yeah.
player.
Yeah, and you
He
were
had a
talking
big
about
game.
being a basketball
He had a big
player.
game.
Now this is squib kickoff to Jaden Thomas, one of his 2
Yeah, this is his
touchdowns,
second one.
kick returned on the evening.
Following his blocks by Tariq right
You got to
here.
give it up
One,
to Howard right here for his
2,
blocks.
right there.
Great play by both of those
counters.
guys.
We got to get that kid on the offensive line, and he's pancaking dudes.
Yeah, 80 yards downfield.
And there we go again.
Swallow up by Cooper. There's just sack number 2.
He buries him. All that goal line defense, I love it so much. You're seeing a great blitzing defense now. On that play, that's
Hey,
really hard to
it's
deal
important
with.
to see the score here.
Absolutely.
This is
There's
when
already
the
31.
Cienega start making a comeback
They
here.
score
You see
3.
now it's 31-17.
Yep.
This is another play, blown coverage, or guy gets beat off the line of scrimmage, and now, hey, 31-20. This was big.
This is huge. That's
When
touchdown
it
right
drives
here.
downfield, gets to the goal line,
First
Ricardo
contact.
punches it in.
Yep. So you'll see, doesn't go down on first contact multiple times in this game. Quarterback throwing over
But
the
going
middle.
up those 2 touchdowns was huge because of this. Cienega was able to answer, score right back. So now they're down 1 score. They go for the onside kick.
Now, this is great in theory, but they touch the ball just before it gets to the
it's
10-yard
about
line.
a yard and a half too soon.
Yep.
So it got the illegal touching.
But the theory of that, the way they did that was so cool. They had a beautiful bounce.
It did.
Now, this was hard.
This was tough. After the onside, when it wasn't able to move the ball, go to punt, have the miscue on the punt, putting Cienega at the goal line. We just fast forward to this is the 4th down
Last
play of
play.
the game, last play of the game. TJ Walker, along with a lot of other Buena players,
man.
making the play at the goal line. I mean, at the 1 foot line.
They were inside the 5 with 3 consecutive plays.
I've seen some
Buena
different
shuts
angles
them
of
down.
that, and that play was.
I wish we had that other angle because he stuffs
so
them on the 1, and you can see.
amazing.
So on the Cienega sideline, they were telling us that it was a touchdown. We're like, no, it wasn't a touchdown. Clearly, it wasn't a touchdown by the
Not at all.
replay that we got to see. But yeah,
we saw clear footage.
What a way to end a great game.
Yep.
So, yeah, what a game. Dude. What a game.
And highlight filled.
Rivalry teams, Buena, Cienega. First game of the season.
First game.
Big plays made all over the place, highlights all over the place. And to come down to the last play of the game, Coach, what a game. And we just want to hear your thoughts before we get into anything else.
It was an ugly win, but I'll take an ugly win over a good-looking loss. That game was full of so many emotions. Just a little backstory. Last year was the first time that we beat Cienega in a long time at our place for senior night. Then you open up with them for the first game of the season at their place. So it's it's a rivalry, and I mean it's one of those games where a lot of emotions are going. You know, we got up early. They had some momentum, and you know, when teams get momentum, it can go either way. But we did just enough early to be able to make some things happen. You know, a lot of our guys made a lot of plays in the heat of the moment. You know, there were so many things to say, do this better, do this better. But you know, after the dust settled, we watched some film last night. Our guys played pretty well, and there were some good things they were doing. We just got to be more consistent with it. And then, I mean, at the end, the defense. You know, there's as many fourth down plays as they gave up. You know, 4 plays in a row. You know, they stopped those guys. You know, any team could have given up, right? You know, Cienega's probably thinking, hey, we're going to walk in there, you know, and our guys are coming in, and, you know, TJ and those guys made the last play, but it was first down where something, you know, people were sticking their nose in there, second down, third down.
Jaden got in there.
He's got his nose in there.
He made a big play in that goal.
You know, and then they kind of, the clock was iffy all night anyway, but, you know, when they were going into that last play, realistically, they should have had 2 more plays if they would have managed the clock a little bit better, but they didn't know what was going on. They kind of probably felt like, I'm going to make this call and I'm going to score, and they did it. And our guys, I mean, they toughed it out, and it was good, so I'm happy for them that they were able to get in there and get that win.
Yeah.
So, Coach Thomas, are you saying you don't like it when it skips 5 seconds on the clock?
No, because when you're looking, right, it's at 20 seconds, and then the ball snapped, and then it's still at 20 seconds, and then next you know it's like,
they have a
you know,
big glitch.
And the ref said, well, they had that issue last year. I said, well, that shouldn't be the clock that we're going off of then. Right? Somebody should have it down, you know.
Absolutely. Should have been on the field.
You know, just because there were some times where, you know, they had more time and they shouldn't have, and did you guys notice there wasn't one delayed game?
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
There wasn't one delayed game.
And, well, I do remember
There should have been. There could
the
have been.
referees called timeout by themselves a few times. And I was like, I don't think anybody called the timeout there. There wasn't anybody lacing up their shoes.
Like we had the whole thing at the end of the third and the beginning of the fourth.
Yeah.
And then
I think
like,
they just wanted to go home.
But it was like 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
And then we look back over at the clock and it says 11:38. And I'm like, we started the fourth quarter.
Already started the fourth quarter, still in the third. Yeah, that's that
and then they
transition.
stop it and they're like, no, reset it to 12. And it's the end of the quarter now.
They were saying, since there was a holding penalty, since we accepted that penalty, then it gives one untimed. Well, basically not untimed because they ran time off, but they get another play. I guess had we declined it, then it would have went on into the fourth quarter.
That would have stopped the clock.
So since we accepted it,
you accepted the penalty.
So you alluded to it earlier, and I agree with you 1,000%. That big lead that you guys jumped out to is really what kind of helps sustain you for the rest of the game. Were you surprised at all? Because I think, you know, before the game, you know, first quarter, it was 14-0. Right. You'd been making plays in the running game, and then you make the long pass to Jaden, and you guys had to feel like you were hot and you were keep it going.
I am disappointed that we only scored 38.
Really?
Yeah, because we should have scored more. But think about the opportunities that we didn't have the ball. We only punted that one time because we took a big sack that took us out of I want to go for it, right? So we only attempted the punt one time,
right?
And then that was when we had that mishaps. Because my goal going in was to never punt at all. I didn't want to punt the ball. We didn't have to. We shouldn't have had to punt the ball. Right.
Well, you got that 3rd and 27 back.
Correct.
That was incredible.
Yeah. So I don't like to punt, and then but I felt that we should have scored more. 42 is always going to be my goal because that's when you get a running clock. But if you think about, we only attempted to punt once at all the times that we had the ball.
True.
So think about if our defense would have got off the field on 4th down and those personal fouls that kept them moving, we would have got the ball back. Their defense didn't stop us.
No.
Right.
Every time we had the ball, we scored.
We got in the scoring.
So we didn't throw any picks. We didn't turn the ball over on the ground. It was just that only punt. That was the only time that we turned the ball over all game. So if we would have got off the field on 4th down, they would have got us the ball. Our guys would have found a way to score again because they couldn't stop our offense.
Right.
So we wanted to score a lot more, but we didn't. So we'll have to save that for next week.
You guys and I know you talked about this before too, is being a dominant running game and having a dominant running game. Being a dominant running team, having a running game that makes it really hard for people to stop. You have 2 great running backs. Yeah. Were you surprised at all with Ricardo's game?
No, I'm not. Listen, the reason that Ricardo didn't start last year, because we had Lujan and we had Andreas, right? So we had some guys in front of him that know all the plays. Ricardo didn't know all the plays. That's why last year he ran a counter and he'd run sweeps. And he was successful at those.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, sure.
when you think about what did his big play run, it was a counter.
Yeah.
So the plays that he knows that he's not going to think about, I'm not surprised at all.
He likes to get shifty.
Yeah,
so the counters.
And he's super fast. And going back to the highlight, Jaden Rogers, obviously you guys saw how much of an athlete he is, and he's a track star also. Ricardo's just a better track star and athlete,
for sure.
right? So you can't tell me that two guys that are athletes. If one guy's that competitor, 5, he should have tried to attempt to catch it. But now, as soon as he doesn't, he wasn't gonna catch. You can do it 10 times. He wasn't gonna catch it. But now it's like, okay, well, why do I want to waste 20 more yards attempting to catch somebody that I can't? So I'm just gonna stop.
Sure.
And that's the dominance that we have there. And Jaden Thomas, he didn't have it early on. He had some looks, but number 5 was covering Jaden the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
So that should have left some other guys to get open. We didn't get him the ball. But then notice when we went counter pass, later on, Jaden's wide open back there.
Yeah.
And, so we were able to get a look. And we played the field. They kept Jaden Roger on the other side. So it was kind of like a mismatch game. If I could go back right now offensively, I would have went tempo. Especially when we got down the goal line, because they were bringing in their big guys they'd run off the sideline and get down there, but they were tired by the time they got there. But if I would have ran tempo a little bit, but that's fine.
Yeah. Well, last year you averaged in the realm of 49. Oh, I thought it was about more than that.
It was closer to 49.
Yeah, it was like all season long they're blowing teams out 63, so to come in and get 38, you were expecting a higher score like you were saying earlier. So next week, what do you think we're going to be looking at?
Skyline.
Skyline, yeah, they got they beat Dobson. I think it was 36-18, something like that. I don't think Dobson's too great. Skyline had a good schedule last year, so they didn't win a lot of games. But what I like about it, it's not a rivalry game. We don't know much about them, so our kids will be more locked in now, right? They knew they beat Cienega. It's a rivalry game, a lot of motion. Sky, I think they'll be locked in. The guys have played the four full quarters, so our goal again is going to put up 42. And defense clean up a lot of things, get off the field on 4th down. So we're excited. It's an uncommon opponent, and of course we got to make the trip to Mesa. And being able to get out of Sierra Vista and go to Mesa and do all that stuff. They have momentum. They won last night, and we have momentum. So I think it's going to be a good game. But I put money on us if I were a
Bet man. Huh? Yes, sir. Always.
So unfortunately, Jaden Thomas, who's going to be named our
Cool FM
Player of the Week for his performance, he couldn't make it today. He's out of town, but we do have his coach and his father here. So, I know you don't like to do this. I know what it's like coaching your own kid, but he's having such a phenomenal career. And to start his senior year, first game with a start like this is he's got to be feeling good. I know you've got to be feeling good, not just as his coach, but also his dad. Can you talk a little bit about, his game and what he's looking to do this year?
Well, I'm happy for him, and this year I'm trying to embrace more of I got one more year with my son. You know what I mean? And I think all 3 years I didn't embrace it as much because I wanted him to find his own way and do his own thing. He did that as a freshman, but still going into it, he's locked in, and it's like, hey, it's our last year together. Let's get with it. So I'm proud of him as a coach because you got a guy that's making those type of plays on the field for you. The one big kickoff return, then the one for the touchdown, and then the other touchdown. Key plays at the end of the game. The personal foul that he got when he cleaned that dude up in the end zone on the scoreboard side. And I told the rep, I said, so now if that kid catches that ball, now we're afraid of getting flagged, so then we don't tackle him, he scores a touchdown. I said, but since he got overthrown, and the safety's supposed to say, hey, you're going to pay if you're going to come across the middle, and he stuck him. So I wasn't happy the kid was laying on the ground, but when Jaden came over, I said, good job. Well, it's a physical game, it's a violent game, and I bet that kid don't want to cross over the middle anymore.
That's part of the game.
So you can't take that. You can't say, hey, let's play football, but you can't be physical, right? In the heat of the moment. Now, if that kid catches a ball, he hits him, it's no penalty. But since he didn't catch it, then they say it's a defensive receiver.
And I think sometimes if the if the player seems to be hurt immediately
Oh, for
after
sure.
the
Yeah, they
hit,
have
then
to.
they're gonna call.
They're
it,
gonna
you
call-
know?
they're
But if
gonna
that
call
kid jumps up
Yeah.
or whatever, no harm, no foul.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I thought he stepped up well, and played good. I think that was probably one of his most complete games. Offense, defense, and special teams that he stepped up and made some nice plays for the team. And he should. He's a 4-year varsity starter for us. And I was waiting for him to step up on defense. And I said, hey Jay, I know you like playing corner, but we got him at free safety.
He's a great free safety.
I said, man, you can see when him and Tariq collided, that could have been an easy pick from one of them.
Oh,
They were-
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But it's
Me
just
and,
two
me and
guys.
John were calling that. Oh, here's a pick.
That's a pick.
Yeah,
And then,
and then they collided, but you can't take away from that. So I'm proud.
Yeah,
of
both
them.
guys going for the
Yeah,
ball.
yeah, and you mentioned it earlier. I mean, when Jay was running that's when he had that touchdown. I mean, Tariq made a nice block, and then another nice block.
Mm-hmm.
But that goes back to the brotherhood, right? Tariq's been at the house. They hang out at the house.
Yeah.
They're buddies, So it's like now he's like, I got a block for my guy. So when we do our shout outs on Monday, I definitely got to give him one for blocking because we didn't do too great of a job blocking with our O line. But
well, I mean, there's always going to be things to
That's-
improve, and
that's
you have
something-
a new quarterback, and he's running around back
Yeah,
there trying to make
they
plays
gotta know
and
where-
stuff.
yeah.
So it takes some getting used to your quarterback that's behind you, and him getting used to them. But
Well, how much of that was their defensive line being good? Do you think that was more of a failure, or do you think that it was the other team being pretty good?
I don't think that their D line was good. Number 57 gave us some fits. He lined up real wide, and it's hard to block that. That's why a lot of times you saw us running dives or slants.
Yeah.
To
late in
get
that
him
game,
to come
that last
late in the
possession,
game,
he made some big plays.
Yeah, just to, because he would come down. Our kick step wasn't very good, and then that way he'd get pressure, and the quarterback's getting forced that way.
Right.
When realistically, if he's coming here, if the quarterback stepped up more as
he's safe.
opposed to getting pushed there, step up
into
in the
the
pocket,
pocket.
then
Right.
you can see that lane because there were some guys downfield that we missed, and then running a little bit more. So I mean, the first game jitters for everything.
Gotcha.
So a
That
lot of
makes
times we didn't keep our eyes downfield.
It was a humble passing
Yeah.
day. I think he only
Yeah.
passed for 88 yards.
Yeah, it wasn't
total,
nothing
and then
too
one of
crazy.
them was that big long play.
I think he was like 4 for
for
8, something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But
so,
young quarterbacks, they aren't great at pocket passing usually. They're young early, but they learn like Nash last year.
He's just young in the program.
He's young in the program.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
his first-
Program.
That's his first game with Buena. So yeah, he's young in the program, but the kid can sling it. But I mean, you got to think about how comfortable you are, right? You take a kid that's really good, but he goes into a new system. Now he has to start gelling with those guys and mesh with them. So I think that he'll do better. First game jitters, and we get those out.
I thought he did a real good job your first possession of the game. He would drop back. I don't know if some of these were designed runs or not or what, but he would drop back and ran. And I think you guys drove all the way down the field and scored
drives.
mainly off of the running game. And that settles your quarterback down
it
more
does.
than anything.
Yep.
Give him a lead.
He has an out.
Give him some running backs that can make plays, and it's a lot easier.
It's easier to throw when they don't know for sure that you're going to throw.
Yeah.
Like if you're throwing on running
expect you to
downs,
run, it's easier to pass,
that's
of course.
that's a great being able to counter punch.
Yeah, dual threat quarterback is good, and we tell him if you don't have nobody downfield, trust your eyes. See, you get a lane, you see green grass, go. So there were some times he ran. The couple times that we were losing yardage on stuff we couldn't. That wasn't good. But we'll clean all that stuff up. And we'll get
great
better.
job coaching. I thought the offense was good, defense was good, special teams was really good.
Excellent.
Obviously, we had Jaden Thomas, player of the week. He had. We had
Ricardo
the
was
stats.
close. He had 200 and
Yeah,
something
Ricardo had
yards.
143 rushing yards on 10 carries.
Only 14
So
yards.
only averaging 14 yards a carry. He had 3 touchdowns. So between Ricardo and Jaden Thomas, one of these guys had to get player of the week. We decided to go Jaden. These guys called the game. They saw it live in
260
person.
all-purpose yards.
We talk about that kind of to affect the game on all 3 phases. I think Jaden did. Ricardo played on defense as well too.
He was excellent.
But I also think the defensive challenge of having to contain Jaden Rogers on the other side is a tall task. So I give those guys credit, Jaden and Tariq. I thought Tariq played a good game defensively, especially in the first half. He was breaking up a lot of passes and near touchdowns and stuff. So good game all the way around. But special shout out to Ricardo Brooks and Jaden Thomas.
Yeah, excellent.
And to you, Coach. Congrats.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Week 1, what to start the season 1-0. That has to be a good feeling.
Yeah.
You get momentum going into Mesa next week.
Yeah, every coach wants that. I mean, it's, they'll take it whether it's good, bad, or ugly. There was a lot of good games. There were some that went into overtime. There was some upsets. There were some blowouts. It was just a little bit of everything. You never know what to expect week 1 because a scrimmage is a scrimmage. It's more intense than a practice, but a scrimmage is a scrimmage. Now that we got the first game out of the way, coach has been watching film. We know what we got to clean up. Players know that they can make it 4 quarters. We condition a little bit more. We'll get some things rocking and rolling. It's going to be good.
You're right. There were a lot of good games all throughout the state, the county even, but I do believe that you guys had the best game. Probably, I think the only game that went down to the last play.
Yeah, last play
at the goal line. I know you'd rather it not be that close.
Right.
Especially when you guys had the lead. But again, you have to give Cienega some credit.
Oh, yeah.
It's their first game of the season.
Yep.
They're at home. This is not a bad football team.
No,
like you said, last year was your first year beating Cienega in some time. So
14 years or 13 years, something like that.
Yeah.
They're going to play with some pride and have some fight in them. So to have that goal line stand right there to secure that victory, I think is a great tone setter for you guys the rest of the season.
In all our games, I mean, there's no cupcakes on our schedule. All the teams that are on our schedule are going to be. So I mean, every game can come down to that. So I'd rather have it come down to that last play, right? And then while we clean some things up, because every game could be a dogfight. It could be, it can go one way or another. So to get in a dogfight, which, and like I said, they have momentum coming back, and for our guys to finish strong, I mean, it's nice. So they might have their bumps and bruises tonight, but it feels a lot better with a W.
That's right. That's definitely
it was
true.
worth it,
Yeah. And your guys get they're battle tested.
Yes.
You get that a type of toughness that comes from winning games on the last play where everything got tight and you almost lost it. These are the type of character traits that get built in a team and players that you're going to need down the road.
And I don't think anybody left early, right? Because that game could have got out of hand, and
we kept saying
people
John and I
they would have left, right? But nobody left.
No.
Right? He kind of kept you in your seat,
Right.
Principal Miss Young, she's like, "Coach, you trying to give me a heart attack?" I said, "I'm not." I said, "Imagine how you feel times 90." Right? You know what I mean? It's like, what's the conversation our coaches mean when we blow the 2 touchdown lead and this and then you and what I like about it too is, it's hard when you lose to talk about all the good things that you did, because regardless of the good things that you did, it wasn't enough to win.
Overshadowed.
You know what I mean? So it's
by
nice
the bad
that
feeling of the loss.
So it's nice that you can win, and even though there was so many things we could have done better, you don't take away from the good things. 'Cause I guarantee you, Jaden would not appreciate the player of the game had we lost, because he would say I didn't do enough. Ricardo, he wouldn't be happy.
Right.
I had all these yards, but we lost. It wasn't enough. So that's and there's still a lot of small victories within a game anyway. But it was real nice to come out on top. It's always good to beat Cienega.
Always.
Anything, right?
Always.
Yeah, so
Always.
When you guys got me in basketball last year, I said, y'all can't give Buena. I said, 0-2 because we beat them in football and you guys beat them in basketball. And they'll be thinking, and there's some of those guys that play basketball. And the thing is, when they play you guys again, they're thinking, dang, they just beat us in football. And then they got to be ready to lose in basketball too.
Exactly. It's funny you said that, because on the last play when we stopped them and the game's over, I saw Jaden Rogers go down and just disappointment. I'm like, no, he's going to be extra mad when he plays us.
So my challenge,
he's going to be extra mad when he plays us in basketball.
My challenge to Coach Baker and the basketball team, Buena football, we handle them. We only play them once. You guys are going to play them twice, so just go ahead and beat them twice.
Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted.
Especially.
Yeah, challenge accepted. We'll see what we can do. But thank you so much.
And not only that, and we talk about these dual sport athletes, right? Ricardo, being 3-sport athlete, Jay being 2, and it's like, Ricardo. I mean, I guess I want to know how you feel. Looking at one of your senior starter basketball
big time player of our team,
that
captain
is
level,
successful in football, and then he's going to go to you when football's over. I know of course I know you wish he was with you right now, but I'm glad that he's with us.
Honestly, and we've talked about this before too. I played football and basketball coming up, so I'm a supporter of that, and not for everyone, because some guys, when we talked about this too, some guys will want to play another sport, and if you're not going to use them or they're not good enough, then stick with your number one sport or whatever. But Ricardo is somebody that even if he didn't want to play football, I would push him.
Yeah.
Especially after seeing what I'm seeing now, because I see, he has unbelievable talent, and not just in football, but in the track and field as well too. I was so excited when he got that long play, the long running play, to see him explode like that. I'm like, that's Ricardo. Let's go.
Yeah.
I think he's such a good basketball player too, but he's more of a big splash playmaker on the football field than he
Electric,
is
man.
in the basketball. Basketball, he's a point guard. He doesn't shoot. We have to beg him to shoot.
Right.
He's looking to pass, but he's a great defender. Defense doesn't get a lot
I was
of.
just about to say defense. Last play of the game last year at Betty Fairfax, interception for a touchdown.
Oh yeah, see that's what I mean.
Like,
And basketball,
This kid came out of nowhere.
defense doesn't get a lot of glory in basketball.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
But it does in football when you make plays
you're
and stuff
making
like
them,
that. And he's a guy that can make plays like that. So I for him, more power to him. I think he's a great football player, and in fact, he's even inspiring some of the other younger players. Over the last year, I've seen a lot of basketball players that are considering football or whatever. They're like, hey, well, look at what Ricardo's doing.
Yeah.
And I have the conversations with these players like, go play when basketball seasons come around. If come on, we can do it together. But
Ricardo's he's the silent assassin. I like him. He doesn't talk much. I wish we could have got
He's quiet,
like when he scored a touchdown, his face was just the same as if he didn't score. He reminds me of my little brother, but he's so aggressive, and he doesn't. I don't even think he knows how good he is sometimes. You know what I mean? And he just
that's exactly how I feel as this basketball
He's quiet,
coach.
and it's like, Ricardo, you just scored a 90-yard touchdown, or you didn't know that? You just. And then sometimes I like last night we left McDonald's. I said, Ricardo, you had 3 touchdowns last night. He's like, yeah. And it's almost I'm like, Ricardo, do you know what that is?
That's exactly how he is. Yes.
2 years ago, you didn't even have a football in your hand.
He didn't even play football.
And that's and last year was his first year. This only his second year playing football.
Yeah.
Last year in track was his first year, state champ. And then I'm just like,
he's a remarkable athlete.
I love Ricardo.
I
love Ricardo.
Yeah. So shout out to Ricardo Brooks,
Yeah.
Jaden Thomas. There's a few other great athletes that had great games. Cooper Kraus, 3 sacks.
3 sacks.
Well, your center who had 2 sacks, he blocked one.
Yeah, Jordy went both ways.
Yeah.
He went both ways for us
Big
last
time
night.
play.
A lot of our
TJ
guys-
Walker, got to give him a shout out. He's
Yeah.
making plays on defense all night.
Game stopping.
Game stopper, and that was with his. So he had jammed his hand before the half. I don't know if you guys saw his thumb. No fractures or nothing, so he's good. Just a sprain, but he's a playmaker, right?
Big time.
The average kid would be like, nope. They don't want to get out, right? That's the thing. It's like Mike Tyson said, everybody's tough till you punch him in the mouth.
Right.
So I mean, he's got jammed fingers. You know what I mean? And he's.
You see who's really tough.
Yeah, and football, it's a tough sport. It's not. They say it's not a mama sport, right? You got to go out. You're going to get your knees dirty. You're going to get dirty. You're going to get knocked around, and we like that physicality because there's going to be some teams where we got to be physical, and so we appreciate it.
Yeah, good test, and passed it with flying colors. Week 1.
Yeah.
Week 2. I don't know if this is considered week 1.
It is week 1.
Week 1.
It was 0 week last week.
So good job. Thanks again for coming
thank
by.
you guys. I appreciate
Hopefully you
it.
can come by
It's
next week and talk about your next win.
Yeah. Yes, that's
a
the plan.
skyline win, victory, and we can go on from there. But shout out to Buena head football coach Joe Thomas and the Buena football coach going 1-0.
Yep, and that's a wrap for this week's episode of the Cool
We
FM.
got one more sponsor.
Do we?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Before it's a wrap,
All right,
we'll
before
just
it's
give
a
a
wrap.
shout out to Prestige Remodeling and Restoration.
Prestige.
You
They
can't
do
forget
such a
about
great
them. Yeah. What I have here is that they, are pioneered a visionary approach that empowers exceptional service. I just had to say it like that because that's how it's written. But basically, what they're trying to say is they value customer service. I think that's a big deal.
For sure. Locally.
Locally, especially for here. We're all live in this community, so we're consumers of businesses and stuff as well too. And we've always heard the complaints about customer service being down. Well, Prestige Remodeling, that's one of the things that they focus on is award-winning customer service. So not just their general contracting services, because that's what they are, general contractors. They can do electrical work, plumbing, all of that kind of stuff.
I've seen their work. You should go check out some of their
commercial
houses.
and public, you know, for personal or for, you know, consumers, residential, I guess I'd say. But they do those work, but they also, like I said, really focus on customer service and giving the best customer experience possible. So shout out to Prestige Remodeling and Restoration, LLC. Give them a shout out with any of your contracting needs.
Beautiful, and that's a wrap, huh? Did I finally get that right? All right.
Yes.
All right.
We are good to go.
All right, that's a wrap for the Cool FM Live Sports Show. We'll be back next week with more guests, more action, more highlights. I'd like to thank Coach Thomas for coming in. God bless you, my man. Thank you so much. Coach Jared Young,
Always a pleasure.
Dan Powers, Coach
Yeah, you can say it.
Coach Dennis. Coach Dennis, my man. All right, I'm Jon Berger. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.